Hello, everyone. Welcome to our episode of 1, 2, 3 Wrestling right here on SRB TV. I'm Chris, as always, joined by Nick Slade.
Oh,
As we get slightly offensive, as we're checking a look at WWE Backlash 2024 France edition. So not Paris. Let's be clear, not Paris. Apparently, the only thing people outside Europe know that exists in France is Paris. No, it is
Patty.
taking place in. I apologize if I fuck this up, but fuck it. I'm half asleep. Fuck it. Let's do this. Taking place at the LDLC Arena in Dessines, Chablot, Lyon Metropolis, France. There. I don't care if I butcher or not. That's the closest I'm gonna get without falling asleep. Been a long
Oh,
day.
pronunciation.
Yeah. So 5 match card. Thank
Ugly
fucking
American.
Christ. Thank fucking Christ, 5 match card and looking to just dive into this. I don't think much is gonna happen on this card. Honestly, it's another one of the we you kind of know the outcome of a lot of these matches card. Maybe for like two of them, there's a maybe, but the rest like yeah, definitely know the outcome. So we are going to start off with what has been going on with in WWE so far. And suffice to say, a couple things have happened. Tama Tonga has officially joined the SmackDown roster, now part of the Bloodline. The Bloodline have also is now just Heyman, Solo, and Tama after they booted out Jimmy.
Who's
Jimmy Uso actually
currently,
does have a legitimate injury,
yeah.
so I think it was a way to write him off to recover. And then the
Thing
draft
is,
happened.
thing is about that. Can you really feel bad for Jimmy? He betrayed Jay to rejoin the bloodline. Fuck him. It was like it's like you had it coming.
No, no, you're not wrong. I'm not gonna disagree on that. And plus, I've been liking this direction of the Bloodline too. I think my favorite part is when they drag out Kevin Owens bloodied on SmackDown, and we don't know exactly what happened. Then we later find out just Tama Tonga T-boned KO's rental as he was showing up to the show.
What's funny is somebody pointed out was that that car where it was could not have gotten that enough speed to make that impact. He
I
just
and
placed those two cars there.
I know it's obvious, but they needed a good shot to kind of clarify what exactly happened without having to run over to the car crash. Just to look at a distance, go, that's what happened. But nah, I honestly, we'll see what happens with that. And here you go. I'm gonna leave you to it. Give your thoughts about the draft.
Fucking suck. Okay, I'm just getting into it. Yeah, it was not a good draft.
Go
It
on.
felt like a giant waste of time. Like they only did it for ratings because it was in they're doing the same time as the NFL draft.
That was entertaining. I actually watched a little bit of that. That was actually
Like
kind of entertaining.
like last year's draft was way better. I went back and looked at it. Multiple main event talent were switched around. It actually freshened up some feuds. This year, not only first of all, the champions were excluded. That took away a bunch of main names right there off the bat. Then you look at who did who were drafted. Most people were drafted to their own show, including most of the main eventers, except for
Hmm.
Sheamus.
Hmm.
But Sheamus just came back, so he's been showing up on Raw more and SmackDown anyway, so that's not a freaking difference.
Uh-huh.
Uh, you Braun Breaker, who's only been on SmackDown for 2 months, like, well, way to go, Nick Aldis. You spent all that effort to sign him, and then you get drafted to the other show.
Okay, okay,
Way to go.
okay. I'm gonna chime in a little bit here and there because my oral thoughts are simple. I thought it was fine, but the draft order was fine. I think one of my issues was like I really wanted them to keep the Wolf Dog NXT tag team together because like apparently Baron Corbin has found a new lease on wrestling life thanks to Ed being on his NXT run, his current NXT run. Like especially teaming with Braun Breaker. And it just sucks. Like somebody I was watching yesterday made a good point. You want something different for Baron Corbin main roster? Put him in a fucking tag team. Like he's never really done the tag team shtick for all that long on the main roster, so why not do it now? But no. But okay, continue.
So yeah, the whole point of the draft is to freshen things up, maybe some shocking moments, like that one year where they switched John Cena and Batista. Like, like there's been plenty of great draft moments over the years. this draft was pointless. Like there were like entire blocks where nobody changed shows. And this is the whole problem when you make all your champions theme together. You can no longer switch like the only champions you can now realistically switch is the Intercontinental United States title unless you switch all the world titles with each other. Because all the Raw titles now look the same, and all the SmackDown titles are probably going to end up looking the same. It's like it didn't work with like you call them Raw and SmackDown, but now it's just a different problem. But yeah, the whole point the picks that did change, most of them weren't even high enough on the card or to make an impact, or they hadn't been on there long enough. Like it says Sheamus and Braun Breaker. Now Shinsuke Nakamura, Mysterio are big names. But what the fuck have they been doing? Mysterio's in a mid card group, and he got drafted as part of the group. At least their feud with Legado del Fantasma is finally over. Now we get to see him feud with Carlito, yay! Right, because Rey Mysterio can't have friends.
You gotta admit that is funny. It's like after we find out, like it was Carlito that obviously attacked Dragon Lee before
Obviously.
Mania.
Oh, gee, I wonder who it was. It took us
It's
4 weeks
like
to reveal that.
you know what? My favorite part about that footage is he attacks him, and clearly, it could be anybody. It still could be anybody. Like it could be anybody with poofy ass hair. And anybody. Nope. What does he do? He leaves, comes right back to make it look like
Like
he
back
found
in.
him.
Oh my god, what happened?
It's
Back
like,
in here.
dude, you could probably defended yourself and said it could have been anybody else. No, you come back over and go, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Go on, sorry, go on.
And then
No, that him being
Shinsuke
drafted along
Nakamura.
with go LWO is stupid. Go on.
So yeah, at least the LWO Legado del Fantasma feud's over. But guess what? Ray's now back on the same show as his son, so that feud gets to continue again.
Well,
So
we didn't
Shinsuke
bring.
Nakamura switched brands, but what the fuck has Nakamura done in months? Nothing. So his switch doesn't really mean much. Like, God. And also the whole idea of drafting somebody to a show they're already on is fucking stupid. Like, what's wrong with the old method where you only announce the picks to switch brands? That way worked. It worked for years. But no, it's like, oh, the idea that they all become free agents and then we just draft them to the same show because that's not a fucking waste of time. But like, honestly, they could have gotten this done in one night if they had just announced the ones that switched. But that doesn't get ratings, does it? And also, the draft order made no sense. How is Nia Jax a higher draft pick than AJ Styles, LA Knight, and Sheamus? Explain that to me.
I'm not going to. Look, I'm not disagreeing with you that wasn't good. Yeah, there's been better WWE draft nights. Like,
I'm
trust me,
not really saying that necessarily to you. I'm saying it to the out there. Like,
I think
explain that logic to me.
I think my favorite like draft night was the one where they drafted Cena, the WWE champion Cena to like Raw. That's the one I remember the most.
Yes, that's what I was talking about. 2005, where him and Batista switched brands.
Yeah, that was cool. Like growing up seeing Cena on Raw, yeah, that was pretty dope.
Remember
Just never
the year?
look,
Remember the year Cena got drafted twice in the same night? He got drafted from Raw SmackDown, then back to Raw.
look, you're not wrong. I'm gonna probably try to silver line this hard because you're not wrong. It was crap. There's a lot like questionable storyline booking decisions in the draft, questionable order of booking of not booking of draft picks. There's a lot of questionable things here and there overall that happened on both two draft nights. But there are some positives. There are. I really think there are. Drew, like, okay, Punk being drafted a whole round before Drew gets drafted. I think that was a great little thing to continue their story there, to continue their what's going to become a story feud between the two. Oh, we didn't bring that up. Drew has officially re-signed with WWE, and The Rock gets him an actual Claymore sword for doing it. Um,
And Drew
um,
was like, and Drew, I got Drew's response there. He said, "What can I say? You're welcome."
yeah. That was really cool. Ilya Dragunov finally making the main roster, which is
Yeah, I was
fucking
going to bring that
great.
up. The only thing that felt really impactful was the NXT call up, especially Carmella Hayes and Dragunov.
Yeah,
But you could have done that without the draft.
yeah, some of the few NXT call-ups were really well done. Like I love did you see what like Dragon had to say about being on the same brand as Walter? He's like he described it as destiny. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God. So made
Uh,
a good point earlier
and
today. I was watching a video saying put them in the finals of King of the Ring.
I don't know because Drew McIntyre is also in King of the Ring, but CM Punk cost him.
Well, we know there's gonna be chicanery there, but dude, if that's your finals for the Saudi show,
Mm.
oh, dude, Dragunov Walter 3, oh, dude,
So is this gonna be a solid show we actually do reactions to?
no,
No.
we're still no Saudi on this channel. We're
No,
still
no
no
blood
Saudi,
money.
no
None of
blood
that
money,
blood money.
no blood
We
money,
I
blood money.
don't
Okay,
want your
sorry,
blood
sorry.
money.
Back to what I was saying. Positive things about the draft. We could see the Dudley Boys reunite, which was fun. Though night two was weird because they brought a table and didn't use the table. What was it? God damn it.
Like that was a nice thing. I've
Oh,
seen
but
some of the returning legends.
the actual January reactions of Lyra Valkyria and Blair Davenport getting called up, which was so heartwarming. Like that was really cool, especially the former B Priestley finally make it to WWE's main roster.
I
Like,
wish she had gotten a run as NXT Women's Champion first. And
but
I
we
like
don't.
with Dijak. I wish he had gotten a run with the NXT title before getting called up.
But with Triple H in booking charge, oh, he can make her a fucking star, dude. Like,
Hopefully, Dijak has a better second run in the main roster.
Dijak was cool because what was it? At one point he's in the middle of sitting there. You're like, maybe I should have ate a whole bunch of Taco Bell before sitting here for 3 hours straight.
Yeah, because I
And
had to watch it. Oh man, but yeah,
And then also him tweeting before it was officially announced on WWE's Twitter page. Oh, by the way, I got called up. It's like, oh, okay,
yeah, they did
cool.
that off.
But
They did it off screen.
A few
Then
NXT calls we got were good, though I feel like them still trying to make NXT a third brand wasn't really fully established with the draft. It was still like, only yeah, a handful, and you get some of your forming roster stars back, and that's really it.
NXT stopped being a third brand when they took it off Wednesday nights.
But
It's
Roman's sticking with free agency, keeping his name out of the draft is going to be interesting. Them keeping Rhea Ripley off the as a free agent as well is interesting because like when
they
she
exclude
comes,
everyone who was injured.
well, no, for Rhea and Roman, it's good for a story beat standpoint. Roman, it's like he's taking time away to find out what's next for him after having one of the longest reigns in WWE history, and to come
Mhm.
back and probably see what Solo's done with the Bloodline. I mean, that's gonna be interesting. And same goes for Rhea and and Judgment Day. You saw that date; she wasn't included when they were drafted to Raw. So like
Yeah.
her coming back, and there's already hints that Liv's going after her Dommy boy.
Ugh,
Like,
gross.
whatever. But like, it's really cool because by the time she comes, it's that community gift where Donald Glover
Oh
comes
my
in with the
God.
pizza and everything's on fire. Just think that, except if both Rhea and Roman walked in, and it's just
You know what?
both the Bloodline and Judgment Day on fire.
You know what Live and Dom would remind me of? You ever seen
Hmm.
the Disney Oliver and Company?
Yeah, I like that movie.
The Chihuahua and the Poodle.
Yeah, I know that one.
That's
Uh
Dominic and Liv.
you can make that a meme if you want. You put Rhea
No,
and Dom in a nutshell and just a picture of those two.
well, that's more Mo's thing. Like the only
But
reason
no,
I got this is because this is from the Iron Sheik's Twitter.
my point is that yes, the draft sucked ass. I thought it was fine, but there is something to glean from this. I mean, we got some solid NXT call-ups. We got some great, I think, great stuff down the road. And like, who knows? I think somebody made a good point. I think one thing you can do to make the draft really feel special and different, easy. Make it like the NFL draft. Have scenes in the back of them going back and forth, talking about trades, talking about deals on the phone. Not just the background showing like a handful of people, doing this for 5 minutes. Like actually make it feel like an actual draft.
They did have the war rooms, which I thought were funny.
No, like, but what I mean is like actual, like I saw the NFL draft and basically it was that. It was that, just people talking, high-fiving, handshake, just put more of the NFL style of the draft in there. Maybe it could be
My,
more entertaining.
my favorite part of the NFL draft was
What?
Pat McAfee making fun of Tony Khan.
Dude, I didn't even realize like years ago when he helped draft in a Colts member a previous draft, he shit on the Tennessee Titans. Like I was like, oh, that's funny. Okay, so draft out of the way. He hated it. I thought it was fine. Overall, some solid NXT call ups. Can't wait to see where we go.
That's like to me of the Triple H era. This is the first major L. But
Well, no, no. First major L for me. For me, if we're counting WrestleMania 40 as a start, is simple. Is not having it be Chad Gable. We'll probably get into that
yeah,
another time.
yeah,
Maybe
but I see where they're going with it. They want to make him like 2000 era Kurt Angle.
I have no objections to that. No objections. Just you know it would have been better if it was
I
Chad
would
Gable.
have liked it. I would have liked to see underdog Chad Gable, but Perk Gable,
Or
that's
Gable.
something.
I love that's what we call him.
I mean, that's what Perk Angle.
Okay, so we're gonna start with our
Yeah,
first
real
match.
quick though, when you look back at that era of Kurt Angle, it's obvious when he's high a lot of the time.
Dude, I remember seeing, okay, like last thing before we actually get started these fucking match predictions. The only thing I remember between Kurt Angle of what I watched and TNA Kurt Angle is when his face kind of got different, like serious different. Like,
Eyes are bugging
what
out.
the fuck? Did somebody absorb the life force of Kurt Angle? Because he looks weird. Okay, now back to the actual matches. Let's get to the actual matches now. As in our first match, it is Team RKO
No,
taking on the Bloodline, which in this case will be Solo Sikoa and the motherfucking truth Tama Tonga. That's why I think
is
MFT.
that what that stands for?
I don't know. Some people think it's my friend Tama.
Oh,
Like
that was my favorite Tongan.
Tonga. My favorite Tonga.
My favorite Tongan.
Probably. You know what? I don't care. My fucking truth, Tamatonga. Yeah. So basically, like the SmackDown after Mania, it's obvious they were gonna get rid of somebody. They got rid of Jimmy, and who's taking out Jimmy Solo? No, it's debuting Tamatonga, fresh off his reigns of New Japan, kicking all kinds of gun stun level
Because I
ass.
guess he technically counts. Haku is like close friend to the point he is family. So
And to
I
be
guess he
fair,
counts.
yes, and to be fair, if you're trying to disagree with somebody who's Haku, don't, don't.
Oh, I didn't say I disagreed. That guy
Okay.
bit a dude's finger off.
Like I said, there was okay.
No, he bit a guy's nose off. He probably bit a guy's finger off too, but he bit a guy's the fucking nose off.
Okay, young. I remember watching Young Rock, and when they introduce him, it's hilarious because he's sitting in this bar in the scene. They're sitting in this bar, and guys kind of messing with him. So he just turns around. I think it was it bites a dude's ear or nose off, spits
His
it out,
nose. That's what
and just
happened.
yeah, it was his nose, and then keeps on eating. I'm like, you know what? You didn't even need to tell me who this man was to know it was the man called Ming. Like,
Oh, in the real life scenario, the cops showed up
yeah.
and they asked him, and he's still sitting there eating. And the cops are like, "Did this happen?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You bit this guy's nose off?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, I did." Like,
Hey, at least he's
okay.
truthful. But yeah, Kevin Owens, we brought this up during our road so far, but yeah, Kevin Owens was the prime target initially because like he made that really funny. There's a broom closet over there when they find out that Cody took over the I guess champions room as you would probably call it, champions locker room, and so they wanted to take it out on somebody, and Kevin Owens was the target. And Sir White said earlier, car crash, Tamatonga cost. And then eventually the following week, he gets attacked. He attacks Tamatonga. They get into a thing. Bloodlines is like overpowering him. His Kevin Owens' best buddy Randy Orton shows up, helps save the day, and that's your story there. And that's where we're at now with this tag team match at Backlash. Now, unfortunately, it's going to be Bloodline. Like they need to really establish that it's a new version of Bloodline going forward, this is what we're going to be getting. Because I know eventually we're going to get Jacob Fatu, and eventually I think this is just
Maybe
them
Zilla,
hope.
maybe Zilla Fatu as well.
Well, no, I think WWE is hopeful to eventually get Hikuleo when his contract expires in New Japan. Um, but we'll see. Like for now, I like Tamatanga. I liked his stuff. Like I think what was it? He had one of the easiest, my favorite matches of this year's Wrestle Kingdom, which was that banger against. Oh my God, who was it fucking against again? Was it
Shingo,
Desperado?
wait, didn't
Was
wait a
it
minute? Didn't he defend the never open weight title against Shingo Takagi?
was it Takagi? Yeah, no, it was Takagi.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
And that was for how long that match went. It didn't. It went so by. It was a nice lengthy match, but it went by so quick. But anyways, I think he's a great addition, especially to this Bloodline story. Hopefully they let him talk more because we know Tamatonga is good on the mic. Like we know he has good mic skills. So hopefully they'll let him talk sooner rather than later, not just become Solo 2.0. You know.
It's funny like Paul Heyman is basically a hostage
Oh
of
yeah.
the.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't written on a napkin, "Help me, Roman. You're my only hope." Um, but nah, you agree? I say, like I said, I say Bloodline wins
The thing is, I thought the original direction they were gonna have Randy Orton and Kevin Owens go after A Town Down.
under.
So if you needed to go out to tag titles, don't they need a win? But then, yeah, you're right. They need to establish this new bloodline, especially Tama Tonga.
Mhm.
The only thing I don't know, 'cause I really want that to tie in somehow. But
Plus
yes,
this,
I'm gonna go with the bloodline because I think they'll cheat anyways. They'll
yeah,
cheat.
yeah, this is also I didn't bring it up, but this is also Tama Tonga's first match as part of the WWE roster.
Yeah,
Don't think he's scheduled for a match on the SmackDown France edition this Friday, but yeah, as of right now, this is his first WWE match. It'd be kind of stupid if he loses his first WWE match.
yeah.
Um,
So we both agree with bloodline.
yes. Feel bad for Team RKO.
KO.
Next up for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, the Kabuki Warriors of Asuka and Kairi Sane take on the team of Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. One thing to note, I forgot to mention is none of the draft rosters go into effect until after the Monday after Backlash, France edition. So a lot of these are kind of interesting. Like Kabuki Warriors are technically Raw right now. So if they lose this match coming on Saturday, that's it. They're stuck on Raw. While Bianca and Jade will have the ability to hop between the three brands. Um,
Well,
uh,
they can still challenge the champions later on. They just won't be able to go on SmackDown and do it.
yeah. Of course, this feud continues from what happened at WrestleMania, in which Bianca, Jade, and Naomi defeated the Damage Control. And this is just continuing from that, them wanting some gold, and them going to plan to take what little gold Kabuki were, oh, was it Damage Control has left. That's the basic storyline. And I see Bianca and Jade winning. Like, there's no reason not to continue Jade's momentum right now. Like, her eventual loss of the tag titles is something you can eventually lead into eventual feud between her and Bianca. Maybe SummerSlam, maybe Survivor Series, who knows? Like, we got a lot of time before between now and then. But yeah, I see for now Bianca and Jade winning big. And it would be, I don't know if this is true. You may have to do your research. Believe the first in WWE, the first women's tag team champions who are both African American.
Who are both African American?
Yeah.
No, no.
Wait.
Sasha Banks and Naomi.
Wait, they won it? That's women's. Oh, that's right. Okay, they would be the second ever. Thank you. I'm sorry about that. No, yeah, no, you're right. You're 100% right. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so they'd be like the second ever to do that,
I,
which is pretty dope.
I still have to fact check that.
No, you're right. It is
Well, they wouldn't be the
Naomi and
first.
Sasha. I think Naomi and Sasha were the first because before that it was it Bailey? It was Bailey and Sasha. Um, I think another point it was shit. I got this. Um, yeah, it
Yeah,
was try.
Naomi and Sasha were the first both African American tag team to win at least
Okay.
this version of the women's tag team title. I don't. I think the original Did they? I don't think. I think everyone who won the original one were white. But I don't know. I have to double check that.
Okay, but
Oh
you agree
well.
to
But we're
oh,
counting. We're just counting this version's tag title, anyways.
okay. So what do you think? Agree?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be Belair and Cargill. There's no the Kabuki Warriors not really doing anything with it right now, and they want to put Cargill in the tag team. I keep saying this; they have to keep hiding her weaknesses, but how long can you do that for?
Well, with a tag
Oh,
team for a little while longer.
yeah. And for
Um,
God's sake, people's like, "Oh, she's gonna get better." When? She's had
and
some years.
they sprinkled seeds for something between Davis Turturro and Becky Lynch on Raw this past month, yesterday. So like maybe that could lead to
Yeah,
something as well. And that'd be, dude, I would love to see Becky versus Kyrie Sane. That'd be fucking dope match.
or Becky versus Io Sky.
That'd be a dope match too.
But I do think they're eventually leading to Liv turning heel, or at least
Yeah.
a tweener or something.
Yeah, it's hard to say right now. Um,
But yeah, we both agree with Belair and Cargill.
yeah, what's interesting is before I get to our next match for the women's championship, they did confirm it Liv Becky, but it's not on this match card, which is interesting. But we will talk about that after we're done wrapping up our matches. Maybe we'll give some maybe additional what there could be an additional match or two. But no, moving on, we have for a triple threat for the WWE Women's Championship as Bayley defends against I can't talk today. Bayley defends against Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. Yes, so Bayley is our reigning defending women's champion, having successfully defeated Io Sky and putting Damage Turl in her rearview mirror. She wanted to give her first opportunity to somebody. Out popped Tiffany Stratton, thinking it was an open challenge. Bayley was like, "No, girl, it's Naomi." So Naomi and Stratton have a match, number one contenders match for it. Naomi wins that. Following week, they has match. Tiffany Stratton interferes in that. Does the prettiest moonsault ever on both Bayley and Naomi at the same time, and that was that. And then this past Friday on SmackDown, they had another number one contenders match, and Nick Aldis created between Naomi and Stratton, which ended in a DQ or a no contest. I believe a DQ, where Nia Jax showed up and started wrecking house. Um, Also playing seeds there for a eventual feud between her and Bayley again. And now all this has made it a triple threat instead at Backlash France edition. Now, to like
A
a lot
menage
of
a
these,
trois, if you will.
yes. So honestly, this is the only match that could go to one of two ways. Like you could have Bayley retain or just strap that rocket on the Stratton now. Um, Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say Bayley retains. Like my money is
Mm-hmm.
on Stratton getting that briefcase, Money in the Bank briefcase, and cashing on
Mm-hmm.
Bayley down the road.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to take the title off Bayley now, especially if they're going to do Bayley versus Nia Jax, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't see him taking off Bayley yet. Yeah, I think you're right. Stratton is a favorite to win the women's Money in the Bank, and that would fit more with her character, winning it that way. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Bayley retaining.
yeah. Like it's gonna be a
Probably,
good match. It's gonna be a hell of a
maybe
match.
even pinning Naomi.
Oh, would you look at that? Two women's matches on a card. That's impressive.
I know you're furious about it.
Oh my God, so furious. So next up for the World Heavyweight Championship, regardless of which reign or records you go with on this title belt, Damian Priest defends against Jey Uso. So the story here mainly isn't about Jey Uso. He won on the Raw after Mania. He won the Fatal 4-Way for this opportunity, thanks to CM Punk being his usual prick self. Um, And the main story here hasn't even been around Jey Uso exactly. Though they did bring up how Damian and Jey used to have this like friendship bond about making it big one day and like how Damian was able to do it before Jey. But honestly, this story is about Rhea getting injured. With Rhea getting injured, Damian Priest is more or less in charge of Judgment Day. And his apparently mantra is do not help me. That's been his thing the last couple weeks is do not help me. I got this. Or You don't want me to handle your problems. And that's what happened on Raw this past Monday, where he was going to look to win the six-man tag. JD interfered, and because JD basically distracted Damian Priest, Jay was able to pick up the win against Balor. And yeah, so the main story going into this is, will Judgment Day interfere, or will they definitively leave Priest alone during this match? Because honestly, yeah, I see Priest retaining. I still see it being Drew, now re-signed Drew McIntyre, winning this
Shut
at
the
Clash,
castle.
which I called as soon as fucking Damian Priest won. I called like that. I think that's where they're leaning to, is Priest McIntyre. I know it's technically heel versus heel, but like there's enough here where I think the fans will probably back Drew more than Priest at Clash. But yeah, I say Priest retains. What do you think?
Personally, well, I think Priest can retain, even though I think Jay definitely should get a title run down the line. Just not. This won't be now.
Yeah. It
It's someone for Priest to be with in the meantime until we get the Clash. Um,
kind of also.
personally,
Oh, go on.
hmm?
No, go on. Go on.
personally, I would rather McIntyre turn face and Punk be the heel, but that's just me. Um, because I think McIntyre is entirely
Yeah.
justified heel McIntyre. But yeah, I'm going with Priest retaining. Even though I would like to see Uso get a title run down the line with
He-
either world title.
Here's you're gonna hate me. Here's where I think they're going because of a segment that happened on Raw last night. I
Mhm.
think they're trying to aim for Logan Paul versus Jey Uso for the US title, with Jey winning to give him some singles gold, because they've established, because Jey
They're on
Uso was
opposite
like the number one,
brands.
huh?
How's that work? Jay's on Raw, Logan's on SmackDown.
Well, Logan, yeah, see, that's what doesn't make sense, because they also hinted at Braun Jay, not Braun Jay, Braun and Logan as
And
well.
again, Logan Paul's on SmackDown, Braun's on Raw.
Dude, I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know. Like, it's whatever right
I think
now,
those were
but
just draft shenanigans just to pump things up.
maybe I'm still Team LA Knight taking it off of Logan Paul at SummerSlam.
It's probably going to happen at King and Queen of the Ring.
Mm, no, no, I don't think I can't see that happening. King and Queen of the Ring. We'll find out. I don't.
It's a Saudi show. They're big shows.
But yeah, we both agree that Priest retains here.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's see where Jay goes from this. Jimmy's out of action. Is going to be out of action for a while, so they can't exactly start
Oh, ye
continuing.
from Jimmy.
Yeah, so they can't exactly start the rebuilding of the Usos. And in
We don't
our
need to rebuild
main
Usos.
in our main event for the UWIC, it is Cody Rhodes defending against AJ Styles. Apparently, a first ever matchup.
First
Uh,
time ever.
apparently, I've had similar paths.
It's
Both have
a
had,
dream match.
yeah, both have had similar paths to where they are now. You know,
Hmm?
NWA, TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan. Like they've had similar paths, and their ships have always passed. Have always sailed past each
Two
other.
silent ships tonight.
Two ships crossing in the night, never encountering, and here we are. Now, obviously, I know Cody's retaining here, but like, it is interesting, like how far Styles has come since like he first showed up with that soccer mom haircut. He has really proven himself here, and he's admitted he's definitely in the last leg of his pro wrestling career. He has recently admitted that he's on the last leg of it. Like he's getting there. And you can tell like he doesn't wrestle as like he used to during his time in TNA initially. Like, or that banger triple threat he had with Daniels and Joe. It was Daniels and Joe, right? That TNA banger
Yeah.
they had. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, just want to make sure. Just
Unbreakable 2005.
okay. Yeah,
Go watch it. It's
I
good.
think it's yeah, they're gonna have a face-to-face Friday on SmackDown. I don't think it's gonna bring up much. I think they're probably just gonna establish Cody's definitely more the face than Styles the heel, but it is what it is. It should be a good match. I think Cody's gonna retain. and that's all she wrote.
Yep, it's just the first established feud for Cody's WWE title reign. Hopefully, after this pay per view, they give him a new belt and actually retire the Universal title.
You're just tired of seeing it.
It's just done. The belt's done. Like they've already took the Universal out of the title name. I think it's just they're waiting until Backlash is over, give him a new belt, and they'll either quietly or just say no, the Universal title's done. Which thank God, because that belt was cursed.
Sure
One of the most
was.
cursed world title I've ever seen.
Sure was. Okay, so usually we do at this point we do the best match of the event, but I wanted to talk because there's only 5 matches on the card. We don't know if they're gonna announce like one more match on SmackDown France edition. So there's only 2 matches I can think of they could be adding, and that's of course triple threat for the IC title between Sammy, Gable, and Bronson Reed. And then the of course Liv versus Becky for the women's world heavyweight championship. Um, so I guess I would say since they're not making a big deal of it, I don't think they're adding any of these matches. But if a what if scenario they add either of these matches, I see Becky retaining. I see Becky retaining, and I see Liv. Oh, not Liv. And I see Chad getting close, but ultimately not winning it, and Sammy pinning Bronson Reed to retain. What do you think?
Yeah, I do think the buildup hasn't been enough for Liv to win it now.
Mm,
I think if you have Liv lose and then turn heel after that, then you can do another match at King Queen of the Ring. It's called King of the Ring. Jesus, the mouthful. Um, yeah, if they do that, I can see Becky retain both Sammy and Becky retaining with Sammy pinning Bronson Reed if they
yeah,
do
I
those.
can. Mhm. I see both of these matches. I honestly, I don't think they're gonna be added. I think they'll we're saving those 2 matches for let's see, let me try
You know,
acronym this. CACOTER. At CACOTER.
yeah.
CAC.
So I've been thinking about the Intercontinental title.
Okay.
Uh, this is my idea. So Gable eventually gets the title off Sammy, right?
Right.
But he keeps berating Alpha Academy, keeps putting them down, and finally Otis stands up to him a little bit, and Otis gets taken out, right? Creed
Right.
brothers came in. It's now the Creed brothers, Chad Gable, and they have what's their name, Maxine Dupree, like shaking in the back, or maybe Tozawa as well, and they keep bullying them throughout this, and then eventually Otis makes his big comeback. Do you get Otis versus Chad for the Intercontinental title? That's how I'd book it.
Okay. I can't agree or disagree because it could go like I yeah, of course I see the Creeds joining Chad Gable coming like Alpha Academy 2.0 or some shit. Um yeah, I can see that happening. Um
That's just a booking theory, a fantasy booking theory.
what do you think is going to be the best match of the event?
Road Styles.
Road Styles, really? No hesitation there.
Mhm.
Any particular reasoning while I write this up on my timestamp?
Because it's Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles.
I mean, yeah, but like
I think they're going to go all out with this. And I just think compared to the other matches, it has the best chance of being a banger, if you will. If you
um
will.
honestly, I probably think I have between two. But you know what? I'll be truly different. I'll say the Triple Threat Women's Championship match. Like those
Ooh.
are 3 solid performers in that match. Like, yeah, Stratton's like not there, like hasn't been on too long, but she has really proven herself. So to get this opportunity so soon after her like a main roster debut, like that's good stuff. Like I think that's gonna be a standout match.
Yeah. But Naomi and Stratton, no offense to them, they're not AJ Styles.
No, they're phenomenal in their own way. So that's gonna do it, folks, for our predictions for Backlash France Edition. So, other than that, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button if you want to talk to us more about stuff like this. Comment down below if you want to share us around, share it around, and if you like us just a little bit more than anybody else when it comes to talking about what happens in France, this weekend.
Indeed.
Hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon as well. Let us know what you think of our predictions of Backlash 2024, the France edition. What do you think is going to be the match of the night? What do you think is a moment is going to stand out? What are your thoughts overall how this pay-per-view is going to go? Let us know in the comments down below. Put down what you are of our predictions overall. But most importantly, we thank you for watching. Now, of course, Nick, aside from this channel, where can they find you elsewhere on the internet?
Oh, you can find me over on the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the XX Twitters, babies. But also, you can check out another channel I help out with from time to time called the Y-Files. It's a really fun YouTube channel. Covers all kinds of cool stuff like UFOs, Bigfoots, government conspiracies, ancient mysteries, all that fun stuff. So go ahead and check out their YouTube channel. Getting close to 4 million subscribers. Yeah, baby. And also check out their website. Check out their shop. Get yourself a Hecklefish t-shirt, a Hecklefish mug, a Hecklefish plushie. It talks. It talks. It has all his catchphrases and everything. So go ahead and buy it. You don't want to because just strict the fair lord.
And you can check out our pal Mo Brothers stuff on the socials at Afro Mobro. And of course,
his beats, baby.
And of course, we'll be checking out, like I said, reactions to Backlash France will be coming sometime next week from us. It's gonna be interesting considering that in the afternoon because it's France time. Sounds like a really bad Power Ranger spinoff. Of course, if you want to check out our previous WWE reactions, obviously you can check out our Night 1 and Night 2 reactions for WrestleMania XL. You can just check out our previous pay-per-view reactions, which was for AEW Dynasty 2024. But until next time,
don't forget about TNA Rebellion also
TNA Rebellion. So you can check our reactions to that as well. To the we call the most mid TNA pay-per-view since we started doing TNA reactions.
That was all right.
Hey, that gets the people watching. It gets the people interested. So until next time, though, I'm Kristen.
I'm Nick Slade.
And this has been a very Eiffel Tower-less filled episode of 1, 2, 3 Wrestling. And we will see you guys later.
Au revoir.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you want to check out any of our previous reactions,
as well as one of our other SRB shows,
check out one of the playlists down below.
And if you want to check us out in the social universe,
you can find us on Twitter and Stardust
at Super React Bros,
as well as on Facebook
at Super Reaction Bros.